talk about your own products so I don't get in the way. Go ahead.
Well, Alex, thank you for the intro, and Callie, that was a really nice presentation you just put together. So thanks for that as well.
Thank you.
As Alex mentioned, the industry that I'm in has a lot of, there's some great players in it, and there's some ones that are not so great. But what I have found in running Gatsby for the last 4 years is that a lot of brands, probably the majority of your e-commerce clients, are looking for a solution to increase their word of mouth on Instagram, to drive more micro influencers, and to do it in a more sustainable and easier way. I've talked to thousands of brands now at this point. I started Gatsby in 2016, and I've talked to large ones. We have some very large clients. I'll show you an example from Volcom today. We have other large ones like Benefit Cosmetics and others, who, they're doing things in manual ways. There's still like large companies doing very manual influencer marketing strategies. And also the smaller companies that are doing, just a handful of sales per day. They have the same issues. And so what we've built is a very easy automated way to increase your word of mouth through your customers and through influencer marketing. So I'll share my screen now, go through a couple slides, but most of this presentation, I'm going to go through a demo. I'll show you some examples and have some time for Q&A. And if there's any questions at all, please just chat them in there, or I'm not sure if you're able to speak, but feel free to do that as well. Alrighty, can everybody see my screen? Alex, can you see it?
I'm on mute again, but yes, okay. You're good. If you can, click present there so we get a nice view. Great looking presentation. Love it. Go ahead.
Alrighty, so a little background, by the way. I mentioned I started this in 2016. I'm the founder. I have Bob on my team as well. He's ramping up as our new director of sales, but we are a lean team, so you will probably speak to one of the two of us when you get in touch with us, maybe Katie as well. And we're based in California. I'm in California. We are remote, though. The team is all over the United States. So we primarily sell to e-commerce clients, although we do have an integration into like the Shopify POS. So if they do have brick and mortar, we can work there as well. Some of our clients like Fashion Nova, Babe Cosmetics, fashion and beauty retailers, they are, word of mouth heavy. And so a lot of our clients are now in those verticals. So health and wellness, fashion, beauty, but we also have clients like Tools Today that sells tools, right? So really anybody that has an e-commerce presence can leverage this technology, because what we do is we tap into their customer base to give them ideas of which customers are influencers. So every brand that has customers could have an influencer. You can see here the primary use cases are micro influencer marketing. I say micro influencer marketing because as you'll see, when we give you data on your customers, most of them are going to have, in the 1,000 to 10,000 follower range. And so before Gatsby is around, it's really hard to actually access the micro level influencer because it is so manual with each individual influencer without each, having a big reward. Oftentimes companies will start their influencer marketing at a 25,000 follower level or above. We unlock this more micro, nano, authentic channel, and we do it through automation to make it actually feasible. So in addition to that, there's a kind of a blurred line in the industry between affiliate marketing and micro influencers. So a lot of times people will use like reversion or impact radius to do affiliate marketing, and then leverage Gatsby to help them, help the clients find more affiliates. And then our pricing starts at $90 a month and goes up on volume. And we can talk about how, agency partners of ours like Mute 6, like Hawk Media and others in the industry, how they're using it to identify, using it to manage this program for them and provide more value on top of Gatsby. So let me go in here. Kind of the same things last slide. What you're listening for are the words affiliates, influencers, Instagram. This data we're going to give your clients actually is just customer insights. So it's great to also leverage with any sort of ad campaigns you're running, especially with iOS 14. We just released a blog post this morning about how with the iOS 14 changes coming, micro influencer marketing is more important than ever. Being able to still target your customers through their influencers, as well as leveraging this data we're giving you on customers to build new lookalike audiences and ad targeting, which I can talk about briefly in a few minutes. We have a very tight integration with Klaviyo. So I'll just show that here as well. And then in fact, if you guys have any clients on Shopify, we're actually a staff pick right here. So they can really easily find us in the App Store. And here's how Gatsby works. So step one is to create a field that asks your site visitors, your customers, to opt in and provide you with their Instagram username. The same way you would ask for an email address or a phone number for SMS marketing, you add an additional optional field that asks for handle. This is an example here in a Wise Pops pop-up. This one here was on Volcom with a Just Uno form. You can also add them to your order confirmation page. This is Shopify Plus, where they ask for Instagram handle after the conversion. So you go ahead and get all these handles, and but without any context on who they are on Instagram, there's not much value there for you. So what happens is all these handles get passed to your Gatsby account, which looks like this, and we will show you within a split second of you capturing each handle, their publicly available Instagram data. So you get their profile photo, how many followers they have, other profile metrics, their bio as well. You can do keyword search on their Instagram bio. You get their email address from when they opt in to give it to you in that same form. And then of course you get a G-score as well. And this looks at every profile that you capture, and Gatsby does some work on the back end to make an assessment of their likelihood to be a good influencer for your brand. So this is kind of step one. You get all this information on your customers from Instagram. Now, step two is to leverage this data within your existing email marketing system. So a lot of our customers use Klaviyo. So we have a great integration with Klaviyo, which you can set up in a matter of seconds. If you don't use Klaviyo, we have other options for you as well. But let's look at Klaviyo for this demo. So here's the Klaviyo subscriber. It's a demo account of mine. You can see if you scroll down on Klaviyo, you can see that their Instagram metrics that you captured from Gatsby are now available inside of Klaviyo. And this opens up a number of very key use cases or value propositions for you. The first of which is that you can now easily create a segment or a list of people to say you want to find all your customers who bought a particular SKU or item in the last 30 days and have more than 1,000 followers each. With a couple clicks, you can make that segment in Klaviyo, and just like that, you have a list of customers you want to work with on a campaign to promote that product. Now, the second major use case is to incorporate this into your automated workflows. So, for example, if you have a flow for new website visitors, let's say they subscribe to your newsletter, you will go through a welcome series with them. You could add an additional filter to say if they have more than, let's say, 1,000 to 5,000 followers, give them a different welcome series and one that includes a collaboration offer for an Instagram collab. So you have all these different offers that go out. Let's say customers with 1 to 5K followers, they get this welcome kit if they talk about you on Instagram. 5 to 10K followers, they get this other offer. So now all of a sudden, all your customers that have influence are getting certain appropriate offers if they share you on Instagram. Now back in Gatsby, we'll show you which of your customers fulfilled their end of the bargain and actually mention you on Instagram. So this demo account, don't mind these icons here. You look at the Instagram photo now for all the people. Is you see here which of the 10, in this case 10 people, have gone on to actually mention you on Instagram. So we can see here on this graph the engagement rates you got from those influencers on a per day basis. So you can check here for any date range you want. This is showing you that October 1st, all of your influencers that mentioned you on that date had a 10.84% engagement rate on those posts that mention you. You could also get an estimate for reach. So 10/1 was a smaller engagement day, but actually a higher reach day in our demo account. You also can dive into each individual mention as well. So we can show you here the media thumbnail image that you're tagged in, the caption of that post, how many likes and comments and engagement rate that it got, which of your customers did the post, how many followers they have, and the timestamp. So this is sort of step two. Now, step three is we actually pass this information, this event of them mentioning you, back to Klaviyo as well. So you can see here back on this demo account, we have events here in Klaviyo for every time they mentioned you on Instagram. And this is really key, so you can then go and trigger your automated reward. So let's say you went and offered them, a free t-shirt for talking about you on Instagram. Well, you can now have access to a special Klaviyo trigger. This is only available to Gatsby customers that allows you to trigger their reward sequence after they mention you on Instagram. You can even layer this on top of other filters like mentioned you 3 times or mentioned you and purchase X, Y, and Z amount because Klaviyo has that information all in one place. So just like that, you've now identified customers with influence, asked them to post automatically, measured which ones posted and how those posts performed, and then send them their rewards all automatically. Any questions, please let us know. Thank you.
So maybe talk towards where the vertical of influencer marketing is headed, if there's any really awesome opportunities. And then just to reiterate, how should I present this to my clients, right? What should I say? What should I ask my clients in order to qualify them? And what's a good way to start? What's a dip your toe in the water, maybe first step for this?
Sure. So I started Gatsby just a few weeks before the Fire Festival happened by chance. And so ever since I started Gatsby, there's been a tremendous trend away from the celebrity influencers and towards the micro. And I see that continuing into the future, not because it's a trend, but more so because it's just the way marketing has been since the dawn of time. Word of mouth marketing is just the holy grail of marketing, right? And in this world we live in 2021, word of mouth marketing doesn't mean going down to the town square anymore or even doing emails as much to friends. It's actually about the podium that every one of us has, which is our social media channels. So I see that influencer marketing continuing to go down the direction that we are in, which is customers talking about what they love on their feeds to their very targeted audience. And being able to find tools that help you with that is only going to increase the site traffic and the conversions and the engagement rates that you're looking for. So that's kind of step one. And then what's great about this, our agency program is we just rolled out a 10% commission. But really what it comes down to is by leveraging Gatsby, it gives you a very easy tool in your toolkit to check the box and say, yep, you offer influencer services without having to actually spend thousands of dollars a month on these influencer databases that are very manual and still require a lot of your work. Instead, you spend 1 hour with us on a phone call and you set everything up, and then the data just flows through. And you and your team can add value to the client by just tinkering with the messaging and checking to see the conversion rates. But as far as the actual day-to-day required work, it's very limited. It's very little, I should say. So it's a very easy way for agencies to add value without a whole lot of extra work.
Yeah, and this works in store as well as obviously online. I don't know if you mentioned it, I was taking some notes, but did you mention the Steve Madden example?
Yeah, so Steve Madden is a client as well. I should have mentioned them. They use Shopify POS. I don't know what's happening right now during COVID and everything, but we do have a POS integration as well. So when the customer is checking out in person, they can be prompted to give their handle as well, and the whole thing flows through the same way. And if you have other POS systems you use, let us know, and maybe we can work with those clients on getting an integration in place for them. The idea is that everywhere you interact with your customer, same way you ask for email address, you should be able to ask for their handle as well.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. And this doesn't have to be someone that's got crazy influence. It's called micro influencers for a reason. You can set it at, you can set it at 500. You can set it at 1,000, right? Brett, you can set it at something pretty low. Is that true?
Whatever you'd like. And I'm going to share right now. We recommend 1,000 to start with, but we do have clients that are doing 500 as well. So let me show you. We just published this yesterday. We have some case studies up here. If you want to read this or learn this later, we just published 2 examples of customers walking through their Klaviyo flows as well to see how they set them up. So you can get an idea here of what kind of triggers they're using and thresholds and messaging that works for them.
Yeah, very cool. And I just posted for everyone. After this, real quick, PSA, Derek and I are going to hang on for a little bit. If anyone does want to talk about how to actually go to market with a new tech partner, you heard a lot of them. You may have your own, but how do you actually make sure that you and a tech partner are in business together, helping each other out, bringing in new leads and traffic to your agency site as well as theirs to make the relationship successful from the beginning? We're going to chat about that. So hang on if you do have any questions about go-to-market strategy with partners. But continue, Brett. Sorry about that.
No, happy to just open up to Q&A now if there are any questions from partners out there.
Yeah, any questions at all for Brett? Otherwise, we'll let him go and get back to, I believe you have a busy schedule with the Shopify announcement, man. I'm sure you're getting a lot of inbound right now.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
That's awesome, man. Well, congrats on everything. I'm going to stop the recording.